Hello friends, in today's video, let us try to understand chain reaction and the working of an atom bomb. So in the last class, we already learned about nuclear fission process. In nuclear fission, a heavy nucleus, say for example a uranium-235 nucleus, will be bombarded with high energetic neutrons, and as a result an unstable nucleus will be first formed, which will later split into fission products or fission fragments. And in this process, a huge amount of energy is released and 2 or 3 neutrons are also released as well. So these neutrons are also highly energetic, and these neutrons can in turn hit other neighboring uranium nuclei or the nucleus that is undergoing fission process. So this neutron will be hitting this uranium-235 nucleus and it will undergo fission, releasing more number of neutrons, 3 more number of neutrons, and these neutrons can again further cause the nuclear fission of other neighboring nucleus. So this process can continue like a chain, and hence the name chain reaction. So let us try to understand the nuclear fission process. So here you can see a heavy nucleus is being bombarded with neutrons, causing its nuclear fission. It will be split up into 2 lighter nuclei, and 2 or 3 number of neutrons will be released, and a huge amount of fission energy will be produced. And these neutrons can further hit the neighboring nucleus, causing the nuclear fission of those nuclei. And this process will continue like a chain. And that is the process that happens in a chain reaction. The nuclear fission continuing like a chain with neutrons produced in first step or the first generation neutrons causing the nuclear fission at the second level, and the process continuing like a chain. So this reaction can actually happen in 2 manners. So the chain reaction can be either happen in an uncontrolled manner, uncontrolled chain reaction, or a controlled chain reaction. In a controlled chain reaction, first the nuclear fission is allowed to happen up to a particular level, up to a sufficient number of neutrons are getting produced, and then the process is maintained at a constant level. Then the reaction rate is maintained at one particular constant level. So controlled chain reaction is made useful in nuclear reactors, where we use nuclear fission to produce energy. Now this chain reaction can also happen in an uncontrolled manner, with the number of neutrons produced and the chain reaction multiplying without any control, and this process will be made useful in making of atom bombs. So let us have a look at the working of an atom bomb. So an atom bomb works based on the principle of nuclear fission. Especially, an uncontrolled chain reaction is exploited to make an atom bomb. So we have already seen about uncontrolled chain reaction. So in an atom bomb, huge amount of energy is suddenly released due to the uncontrolled chain reaction. Fast moving neutrons are made to hit the material, the fissile material that is stored, in order to produce this uncontrolled chain reaction. So let us have a quick look at the internal structure of an atom bomb. So here you can see the uranium-235, which is our fissile material, is not stored all together. It is often stored as separate parts. Here you can see three parts, 1, 2 and 3. Or let me call this 2 and this one 3. So the first two parts 1 and 2 are the uranium masses, which is stored as subcritical masses. In order that the uncontrolled chain reaction can happen in a sustainable manner, the uranium-235 should have a critical mass. And in an atom bomb, it is not permissible, or it is not a good idea to store the uranium-235 altogether as a single large mass, because something can happen unexpectedly, causing the huge explosion. So the uranium-235 is stored in subcritical masses separated by a distance, and so even if a random neutron hits this material, it will not explode, it will not undergo uncontrolled chain reaction. Now when we need to make an atom bomb out of this setup, we will move a third part, a movable cylinder, which is also composed of uranium-235, into this uranium atom. So now this third part, this cylindrical part, will fuse with this 1 and 2 parts, these subcritical masses of uranium-235, to make a whole unit of uranium-235, which actually has this critical mass. So now if this cylinder of uranium-235 is moved into this part and made to look like a single unit by fusing together, then this unit will have a critical mass. Now a fast neutron will be introduced into this setup and the fission will start to happen. And in this process, a huge amount of energy in the form of heat, light and radiation will be emitted. So in a nuclear explosion, or when an atom bomb explodes, a temperature of millions of degrees and a pressure of millions of atmosphere are produced. And such explosion will produce shock waves. And these explosions are very dangerous because the waves spread radioactivity in air and cause loss of life. The release of dangerously radioactive gamma rays, neutrons and radioactive materials presents a health hazard over the surroundings for a very long time. The radioactive fragments and isotopes formed out of explosion will attach to dust particles in the space and fall back to the earth, causing a radiation fallout even at very distant places. So this is the threat that is caused by an atom bomb explosion. So let us watch this video where the nuclear explosion is actually short. So these are the explosions that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So as we have seen in that video, that is the level of damage that will be caused by an atom bomb explosion. I hope the working of an atom bomb as well as the process of chain reaction is clear for you. Thank you.